Hello and welcome to Drum Forest Drum Gaming. I'm once again joined by Jamie today.
Hi.
Hey Jamie, how's it going?
It's going good.
Good. Had a good day?
It has been pleasant.
Pleasant, yes.
Very pleasant.
Excellent.
How has your day been?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Worked this morning. Got some nice weather going on at the moment, so can't
No,
really
yeah,
complain.
it's nice.
Yeah, can't complain about that. So, as you guys can see, sitting at home, we're just going to play a little bit more of RainbowSix Siege. Going to play with some other people today, see how that goes.
Because we were so rubbish in the last video.
Yeah, we did a bit pants in the last one, didn't we? We didn't win a single game, did we?
No.
On our own.
No.
And we were playing on normal, so you know that sort of makes us seem even worse. But you know, we had fun. We covered some nice ground and things, so can't complain on that one.
Yeah, it was good.
Who you gone for? Oh, I've gone for a bit of Twitch, have you?
I have.
Twitch. Nice.
I've added a different sight on her gun now. See if I like that one. So we'll see how that goes.
Nice. Which one you go for?
I don't know. I just chose a different one.
Oh, that's fair enough. I think usually I go for the little green triangle is my preference.
I chose the circle with the little dot in it.
Yeah, that one's always good as well, just because it's a nice aim, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, we're off into a plane. Let's do this. I'm right behind you.
Let's do it. Alright, okay.
Look at that booty. Look at that booty. Ah, get out of my way. Just pushed in front of me, just so rude. Right, okay, well, I'm gonna go downstairs to begin with then. Whoa.
Careful.
Good start, Matthew. That wasn't me who set off the bomb, I don't think.
Was it not?
I could be wrong, though. It wouldn't surprise me if I am wrong. You know.
Oh!
I can't see.
No, I can't. We're being shot through the wall.
It's okay, we're good to go. Oh, I'm nearly dead. So, I mean, obviously I'm starting just as well as I did yesterday. Pretty pants. Not doing overly well.
Oh, neither's that person up there.
Well, I'm just getting to the stairs now, so let's join them. Yeah! Any enemies around? Well. Oh, there's a lot of...
Oh!
Ah, mission successful. Excellent. Well, I didn't really do much. I got like 3 kills, a lot of health loss, so I had a pretty bad game there, I will not lie.
I didn't do too bad.
No? That's alright then. Can't complain on that one.
It's alright, we'll get better as it goes on.
Ah, sounds good to me. So Jamie, I thought I had a fairly good subject to talk about. What is your view on sort of, you know, like cheating in games, but cheating in single-player games?
I don't really see the point in a single-player game. Like, what are you gaining out of it?
Well, I mean, the only reason I thought about this was because I was thinking, obviously, when you're playing online games like this, cheating's not cool, and I think a lot of people will agree with that across the world. It's kind of takes away the fun, and it means people just aren't putting in the effort to actually get any good. Like,
it's a bit douchey.
Yeah, a bit douchey. Good, I'd say I'd agree with that one. But you know, like I was thinking back, and I was thinking when I was a kid, and I used to play games on my own. I used to love putting in cheats, and I used to love just sort of messing about with cheats and just seeing what I could do with them and things like that. And like back in the days before you had like your Game Shark codes and things like that, where like actual just like button inputs and things were put into games to give you cheats and stuff. And I'm not talking like, obviously throughout the world you've obviously got, and they still put them in, like things like big head mode, and silly cheats like that, and they're all fun and games. But you know, like, because I mean, like, back in the day, obviously, it kind of all started mainly with the Konami code, which Konami put in one of his games because he was testing it. And he just put it in so that he gave himself all the weapons and made himself hench for this particular game, just so he could test all the levels without having to put much effort in.
Alright.
And then he just left it in by mistake, and it kind of went from there.
Yeah.
And then from then on, they put it in a lot of games, and the Konami code is still used in. You see it crop up in games even now, just almost as a testament to the fact that it is like the code kind of thing. And I mean, yeah, like when I was a kid, I used to quite enjoy sometimes just putting in some cheats and just having a bit of fun.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a game that I specifically used to do it with now.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, what kind of game are we talking about here?
Well, I mean, what game was there that had good use of cheats in it? Like, okay, the prime example, I never owned it, but I played it around with mates a lot, was on the N64 you had GoldenEye, 007 GoldenEye. Now, that game has pretty much gone down in gaming legend as one of the best first-person shooters.
Okay.
Like, it's an awesome game, great fun. I reckon if I played it today, I don't know how well it has held the test of time.
Yeah.
But it was a phenomenal game. And like, if you did certain things,
Don't go in there.
thanking you. If you did certain ways of completing the game, like kill a certain amount of people with certain guns, not being hit, things like that, then it would actually unlock cheats for you. And you could just have very silly cheats. And like, I think one of the ones that a lot of people did was sort of they'd have the golden gun, like I think it was a revolver, which was like the best gun in the game, and then it'd pop on big head mode, which would just give them a much bigger target area.
Yeah.
And it would just make it really silly and fun. And so, like, I don't know, it was just sort of a subject I thought would be quite interesting, like what people's views are on it. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, see, I like adding like silliness like that to the game. I think that's just a bit of fun.
Yeah.
But if you're kind of using it and not actually playing the game how it should be played for whatever reason, like whatever the cheat is, I feel like there's just not much point because you're just taking away from the game then.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. So what you're saying, like, give the game a good go before you start using cheats.
Yeah, like just play the game, and then eventually once you've kind of played through it a bit, then start adding some fun and doing some stuff with cheats into it. Otherwise, you're not really getting the full advantage of the game kind of thing.
Yeah, you're not sort of getting what the game was made for originally.
Yeah.
That kind of goes on to like when they brought out things like Game Genie and the Game Shark sort of products and things, where instead of it being cheat codes enabled via buttons which were actually programmed into the game by the game designers, what these were someone just hurt me with an explosion of some sort, but never mind. These were actually people making products that weren't originally sort of accepted by the game designers. They weren't intentionally there. And what it is where games have RAM,
yeah, it
was people were using, like, taking advantage of the fact they had RAM and changing the coding within the game, which is sort of how it worked.
Okay.
That's a very basic explanation, if that makes sense.
Oh, I hear a suicide bomber and I don't know where they are.
And so from there, like, I then sort of did that when I got a bit older and understood sort of how it worked. Like, I'd play a game and then you could really do some silly things, like you could make it so like everything was unlocked for you straight from the beginning of a game. Prime example, a good game. Now, back to your question earlier about what game I like to cheat in, like after I did it, was X-Men Legends on the PlayStation 2. I don't know if anyone's played that, but I loved that game as a kid. Like, it was great fun. Like, take a team of 4 and, you know, team of 4 X-Men, build up your team, go through all that stuff, and it was great. But then once I did it, it was sort of like, I want to keep playing, but I want to kind of change things up a bit.
Yeah.
And so I started using a Game Shark code on it, and you could do some great things, like having every character and every power straight from the off was just absolutely great fun to start off with. Kind of
Yeah,
thing.
see, I feel like that's where they're good. If you've played through a game already and you're like, oh, well, kind of don't want to go through it again, but you can kind of change it up and add some stuff to it.
To be fair, I was kind of running around doing nothing then. I wasn't even aware of what we were doing.
No, yeah, I didn't realise it was a hostage. I thought it was just killing everyone.
Just so focused on the convo.
Yeah.
Oh
dear.
Server connection error. Oh, they're trying to connect me to the RainbowSix Siege servers. So sorry, carry on.
Good.
Carry on with what you were saying.
Yeah, I just think especially if you've played through a game and you're kind of like, I'd love to carry on playing this, but I've done it all, adding in some cheats and stuff that can just change it up a bit, I feel like that then lets you play through the game again in like a totally different way.
Yeah.
Which is obviously always going to be a good thing.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Mine's still trying to connect, apparently.
Yeah, mine is. I don't think we're going to be able to carry on playing.
Ah, that's annoying. That is so annoying.
Yeah.
But I mean, also another game which was very famous for, actually it was a cheat. I say cheat, it was sort of a technique you could use to kind of glitch the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the original Pokemon Red and Blue.
Okay.
And you had it's now famously known as the missing no cheat, and that was you could get, basically there was a Pokemon that was meant to be in the game which they didn't put in the game eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was like an empty space effectively, and it was found that if you did specific things, talk to the guy who teaches you how to catch Pokemon, fly to, I think you could either do it at Cinnabar or Seafoam Island.
Yeah.
And then sail up and down. Oh, I'm back. Sweet. You could then encounter this missing no Pokemon, but also it would make it so that any item in a specific slot in your bag,
Mm-hmm.
you would get ridiculous amounts of.
That's pretty cool.
So if you picked up yourself a rare candy, which leveled up your Pokemon by 1, make sure you keep hold of it till that point. Boom. Effectively infinite rare candies, and you could just make any of your Pokemon just top level in 10 minutes.
See, I feel like at that point, I feel like that's ruining the game a little bit.
Yeah?
Because the whole point of Pokemon, like that's not just adding some fun or adding like just some different things to the game. That's taking the whole point of the game, like evolving your Pokemon, leveling them up, and you're just cheating your way there. So then what's the point of playing?
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. I mean, that was something that wasn't intentional. That was just sort of something that people came across. It was a glitch in the game, and people use it. And I won't lie, when I was a kid, I used it. I mean, when I first ever started playing Pokemon, I was not good at it. I didn't like the idea of grinding, like when I was a child. I didn't like the idea of having to grind at all.
Yeah.
And things like that, and so I wasn't very good. So the rare candy cheat was like a godsend for me. It was pretty fun, and I think what happened was my brother got Red, and I got the second generation Pokemon Gold.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't like grind, so I really struggled. And I remember there was a glitch in Pokemon Gold and Silver where you could clone your Pokemon. And that was pretty cool, because basically my brother had like this ridiculously high level Blastoise. I asked to borrow it, he said yeah, so I could just beat some stuff. And I basically borrowed it, and then I just copied it. And I was like, sweet, I now have my own ridiculously high level Blastoise, and I nailed through the rest of the game. And I mean,
see, that's a little cheaty.
Yeah, and I will agree with that. Perfectly agree with that. But as a kid, I didn't really care. Do you know what I mean? I was like, I don't like grinding. You know, I just want to. Excuse me. I just want to play through the game, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But now I wouldn't even. As you say, I'm down. Just ran into a suicide bomber. Go me. I'm having a really bad day of gaming today. I wouldn't even think of doing that, because as I've gotten older, I've gotten really into the whole grinding aspect of games. Providing it's not essential, I enjoy just sort of in sort of your JRPGs and things like that. I enjoy just having a little bit of a grind, you know.
Mhm.
I just find it a little bit entertaining. Just you get to chill. You've done a load of storyline, and right, okay, now just gonna sit and watch something and grind out a few levels. Just train some Pokemon or train my characters, whichever game you're playing. And I do enjoy it. So, but yeah, I mean, I just thought I was interested on what your take of cheating is, you know, on how you felt about it. And I mean, guys, anyone watching, feel free, let us know in the comments. What do you think about people who cheat in single player games, whether you think it's okay to do, or whether you think that makes them less of a gamer, or, you know, whatever. I mean, happy to hear your comments.
I wouldn't call them less of a gamer, because I feel like you're playing on your own, you're not really affecting anyone else. I just find it a bit pointless, I guess.
Yeah, and I think that's fair enough. I think that's fair enough. I mean, cheating's not really something I do anymore. I haven't got a Game Shark or anything like that. It's not something I've bothered with for years. I just enjoy playing a game, you know. I just enjoy getting into it and effectively getting good, like, at games. And then if I can never get good, I then tend just not to play them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. And I mean, but on the plus side, from that, I mean, from all your Game Sharks and stuff, it's kind of gone in a bit further, hasn't it? I mean, because like effectively, cheating has evolved over the years, and although it's not cheating anymore, but you've got things like mods now with a lot of games, especially in the PC community. And obviously, modding has become a very big thing, and you do get some very entertaining stuff. I mean, without it, you wouldn't have the likes of Gary's mod.
Yeah,
which
true.
Yeah, which obviously is just good fun. That is just good fun, entertaining, harmless kind of stuff. You get a lot of people who take the mick with it and stuff and ruin it for some other people still, but overall, it is a lot of fun. You get some very silly things, like prime example, Left 4 Dead 2. There's people who have modded it so you get killed by like Teletubbies instead of zombies and things like that. And when you see that and you see people playing videos of that, it is very entertaining, very silly, and you get all those kinds of things. So although it started off sort of people just trying to take advantage of stuff, like, I think overall it's kind of evolved into something which is effectively a big part of gaming nowadays. Once again, guys, and tell us in the comments, what do you think about sort of mods and just general single player cheating and things like that? I'm pretty sure we can all agree that people who cheat in the online games and things like this and all that kind of stuff, that's just not cool.
No.
In the slightest. I remember there was this big thing, I can't remember the guy's name, but this guy was cheating on World of Warcraft. He was hacking World of Warcraft and basically cheating on that a lot. And Blizzard, I think it was World of Warcraft, it might have been a different MMO, but basically the company who ran the MMO obviously found out about this
Yeah.
basically took his account and made a big thing of showing his character dying in front of everybody, and like went up to a really high building in front of everyone, made him jump off so that he died, and then banned his account basically.
Oh.
So he couldn't play again. So it was literally like a big thing, like this is what happens if you ruin it for other people.
Yeah.
And they just completely took him out. And I think that's quite an entertaining way, for the fact that the developers like sort of turned around and made a spectacle of them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fair play.
Right, so I think we've covered some good ground here. If we just pop on back to the main menu here. But yeah, I think we've covered some good ground. So yeah, guys, just sort of tell us what you think. Is cheating in single player games okay? What's your view on mods and things as well, and hacking and all that kind of stuff? I'd like to say thank you to Jamie for joining me today. Had good fun.
Was good fun.
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Sorry about the connection failures, guys, in the middle there with the servers. Bit annoying, but we got back on there. And yeah, so thank you very much for anyone at home watching us. Don't forget to give us a like, share, and subscribe. And we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Take it easy, guys.